Michael Barner Turner, another man that I feel is overrated. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, Barnett Turner, for his career, he's averaged over 5.5 yards a carry. The problem is, we just haven't had a chance to see him enough. He was back up behind LT. And I will say one thing, though. San Diego drafted Michael Turner, and I would say they know a good running back when they see one.
Yeah. All right, last year he had 4.5, right?
Yeah.
And 4.5 yards per carry. Yeah. Not bad, right? Because,
Yeah.
a lot of guys don't get to 4.5. But how many carries was that? Like 70? You know what I mean? He had one game where he had 14.7 yards per carry. He had one big game.
Yeah.
And all the rest of the games he played, I think he had two that he was even close to 4 yards. And not only that, he was coming in after LT had thoroughly demoralized everybody on the defense. Coming in late in the game, coming in, and busting dudes' heads looking huge and fast, but that's real easy to do when everybody else is dead dog tired.
When LT was hurt in that game against New England last year in the playoffs, he came in and he carried the load. And I don't know how many yards he had, but, I think it might have been in the neighborhood of maybe about 90 yards.
Right.
And that's not bad against
Not
the
bad
Pats,
against New England.
Being the backup running back.
But
now he's the starter with Atlanta. They're probably going to be breaking in a rookie quarterback, which means what are they going to be doing?
Yeah.
Running that ball. He's going to see a ton of carries. He's a powerful runner. I like him at the goal line if Atlanta can get anywhere near the goal line, which, I guess is the big question.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. He did all those things in San Diego, with San Diego's line, like one of the best run blocking lines in the league for 5 years.
That is true.
Now he's in Atlanta, right? And they do have a young quarterback, and the running backs will see a lot of carries, but I say running backs because the guy who's there, Jarius Norwood, he's no joke, man. Yeah. Last year he averaged 6 yards a carry, and he got a lot of carries, consistent carries.
I think for a team last year, Atlanta wasn't great, but they finished the year with a little over 1,500 rushing yards as a team.
Right.
So I don't see why they couldn't do that again this year. So you just have to ask yourself, how many of those yards is Michael Turner going to get?
Yeah.
Do you think Norwood steals half of them? I don't know. I think I could see Turner getting 1,000 of them.
See, and I think Turner will obviously be the goal line back, so that gives him value. But again, how much is Atlanta really going to score?
If you like him to get a full load, I say why not draft him in a flex spot?
Right.
He's another guy that I would like in a flex. The only problem is I think people are taking him way too high.
Way too high.
So he probably goes before I can get him as a flex.
Because, there will be one or two teams. Last year's Cleveland. The year before that's New Orleans. 1 or 2 teams will come out of nowhere. It's not Atlanta.
But if he's there, maybe, in a 10-team league, if you're drafting, and he's there in that flex spot, I'm saying give him a look. He could get you 1,000 yards and possibly 10 touchdowns.
That's the
I
thing.
think that's probably, his upside.